Munchies, welcome to the channel if you're new, or if you're not, I'm Alyssia and I'm stoked you're here either way. I have surprisingly had a lot of people say, can you do a video that shows healthy convenience store snacks, like gas station snacks? I don't know why I'm surprised by this, but I kind of thought gas stations and convenience stores have a lot of options. So I was confused about why people really wanted this video, and I started to think about it. I have some thoughts I'm gonna share, but my first thing I would advise when asking yourself this question or asking anyone this question because you're on the hunt for healthy convenience store snacks is why. So really knowing what is your goal and why are you going to the convenience store? Is it because you're on the road? Are you just, driving home from school or what? So if you're on the road, which is usually when I go to a convenience store or gas station, that was kind of my approach to this video. Is it because you're on Whole30 and Paleo that it's hard? Is it that you're trying to be healthy? Is it because you're afraid of eating bad foods? Are you experiencing some guilt or are you judging yourself? All of these kind of change the intention behind why you want healthy convenience store snacks, and that intention will impact your experience. So if this is a matter of you wanting healthy convenience store snacks because you're on the road and any of those other things I just listed are true, my next question would be, how frequently are you really on the road? Because if this is something like for me, especially in coronavirus times, I don't travel a lot. There's not that many opportunities that I have to go into a convenience store and find a snack. So when I do, I kind of know it's not forever, and do I really need to get so worked up over what it is? Again, if I was doing Whole30 or something, then yeah, it would make sense, but you see how this intention matters. So the truth is, it's actually not hard at all to find something healthy at a convenience store, and if you start with the fridge, that's gonna be your best bet for fresh, regarding healthy. So whole fruit, bananas, oranges, apples, you're almost always gonna find those, and in the actual refrigerator section, they usually have like chopped fresh fruit. I went to a 7-Eleven for this video, and all the snacks I'm gonna show you today are from a 7-Eleven, but they had, chopped fruit that was mixed like the box I got here, but they also had melons and grapes. They had some chopped salads, and a lot of times you can also find like celery with peanut butter or boiled eggs. My store didn't have those, but those are things you can typically find in the refrigerator at a gas station. Cheese, I also found cheese, and prosciutto sticks and baby bells and that kind of stuff. That could be a great source of protein, especially if you're on the road and looking for something that will keep you satisfied for longer. Now, here's what I realized as I started to contemplate, why do people really want this video? So what's hard walking into a convenience store is not finding something healthy. It's deciding not to get something unhealthy, because we walk in and we're exposed to like a heaven of processed foods. It's just like so much stimulus, and I just want to eat all of these things. And why would I want to pick up an apple when they have Doritos, and all the good stuff? So I think the challenge is really mental, right? This is mind over munch. It keeps showing up every day. The challenge is walking into the gas station and choosing something healthy. This is a valid concern and should still be addressed. So if you feel like you're forcing yourself to choose something that you don't want, it might be worth it to just pick the thing you want and give yourself permission to eat it. I did an entire video about the power of permission with food last year, and I'll link that below if that calls to you. If I go to a gas station and I want or need to get a snack, I'll first check in with my inner wisdom. If you don't know what inner wisdom is, check out that video first so you know what I'm talking about. But essentially tuning in. How hungry am I? Am I hungry? Am I just bored? A lot of times on road trips, I am bored. It's actually okay to eat when you're bored, and it's okay to eat junk food because you feel like it. The question is, what resonates with your body and heart and mind in this moment, considering the big picture of any health efforts you may be making or setting intentions around, right? So if you're like, well, right now I'm doing Whole30 specifically to learn about what resonates with my body, then yeah, it serves you to get really intentional. But if you're just like, I feel so guilty if I eat that food, and it's coming from that place of judgment, I would say take a step back and think about why this matters to you. So after I check in with my inner wisdom, then I can work out to the outer wisdom, which is like the nutrition knowledge. So when it comes to outer wisdom, I personally will look more at ingredients of a snack these days in my life than I will the macronutrients. So the main thing I'll look at on the label is added sugar, because added sugar provides no nutrition at all. Again, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't or can't eat it. It's just if I'm trying to make a very intentional intentional choice, considering outer wisdom, I would personally look at added sugar, for instance, over calories or even fat. So throughout this video, I'm gonna go through these snacks. The intention was choosing cleaner items, and by clean, I am defining clean as less processed, not good. This is not about, morality in food. I like the word clean because it just is a quick way to nod to being less processed. If you don't like the word, you can replace it with whatever you like. I'm not saying, these foods are good and these foods are bad, okay? So, what else is there to eat at a convenience store besides fruit and cheese if you're trying to make a healthy choice? Also from the fridge section, these Sabra Snackers, okay? I love this. They're crunchy, salty, satisfying. You get the protein from the hummus and you kind of get the processed food from the pretzel. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds, but you get a little bit of nutrition out of it. Okay, these kind of refrigerated smoothies. This is Mighty Mango Naked. This one, I just pretty much looked in the refrigerator and this was the one that had no added sugar. It does have, 68 grams of carbohydrates, 57 grams of sugar, but it's not added sugar. That being said, it is a lot of fruit. I've joked about this on the channel before when I did a video about juices. This has, 1 1/4 mangoes, 1 3/4 apples, a half an orange, a third of a banana, right? Like, would you eat that much fruit at once? Probably not. That being said, it's still a cleaner choice, so you do you. Okay, Pickle Bites. Yum, I've never seen these before. I was actually surprised how much healthy stuff they had at this 7-Eleven, but it's literally just pickles. I think they're dill flavored pickles in a bag. Like, that's awesome. All right, so these were some fruit snacks that did not have added sugar into them. They were just the fruit. So these crispy apple chips, the only ingredient is apples, right? I might not want an apple on the road, but if I want a crunchy, processed snack, then here you go. Maybe that will satisfy you, maybe not. These Orchard Blend, sweet persimmon, tart apple, and tangy peach dried chews. The only ingredients are peaches, apples, and persimmons. You can't get any cleaner than that, really. So, and then this is Apple's Fruit Squeeze. It's not called applesauce because actually it's not just apples pureed. This is apple juice concentrate. So that is gonna have a little bit more sugar, but it's not added. So another great gas station food is popcorn. So this is just, regular sea salt popcorn. The only ingredient, popcorn, sunflower oil, and sea salt. I don't know if this one is air fried or not, but you could always look for air fried if you're looking for lower in fat. This one's probably not because there's 9 grams of fat. And then these popcorner chips. Only ingredients are yellow corn, sunflower oil, and salt. And the white cheddar smart food. I love this stuff so much. It's actually not as bad for you as you might think. And I talked about this in my healthy processed foods video or low, I did a video last year about processed foods that have minimal ingredients. So if that's what you're looking for when you're looking at, gas station foods, watch that video because I go through a lot of surprising processed foods that have just a couple of ingredients. And this one I compare specifically to, they have a Smart Food 100 where it's 100 calorie Smart Food pop compared to this one. And that one has way more ingredients and it's actually not that much lower in calories. It's nominal when you weigh it out, and I actually show you the side by side. While talking, super processed, these are other ones that I mentioned in the healthy processed or low ingredient processed foods video. Pork rinds, okay? Pork rinds are almost always just gonna be fried pork skins and salt, right? Or, oil if they're fried. I don't personally love the taste of pork rinds, but a lot of people do, and it's actually a cleaner food. Chips. Now, baked Lays do have more ingredients, but they have less fat because they're baked. These Lays only have potatoes, oil, and salt. That's 3 ingredients. It could be worse, right? So you have to decide what's worth it to you. And again, why are you getting this snack? Are you really just wanting a crunchy, delicious thing on the road? Then why are you gonna force yourself to get the apple chips when are these really doing that much damage? I don't know. I would argue no. I would argue personally now, my feeling is the stress. I used to get so stressed out about this stuff. The stress that I would put my body and mind under choosing something I didn't want because I was trying to be healthy. Actually, physiologically, that stress did my body more damage than just eating the chips. That's me personally. okay? And then pretzels. Pretzels are always, I love pretzels so much. You know, it's a could be worse. It's a could be worse kind of food. Like they don't have too many ingredients. Yeah, it's white flour, it's enriched, but it could be worse. Nuts and seeds are another great choice that you can find at almost any convenience store. And if you're trying to be, you know, paleo or Whole30 or whatever, this is probably where you should head to be safe. Watch out though, especially if you're doing a strict elimination diet like the Whole30. You can't eat peanuts, for instance. They're a legume, but most nuts are, a lot of nuts are fried in or roasted in peanut oil. So you have to check. And sometimes it'll say like canola or peanut oil and you don't know which. So it's not technically compliant. So that gets really tricky. But for the most part, you know, nuts are nuts. What I will say about the nut situation is if you go in shell or raw, it's gonna be your cleanest bet. Same goes for sunflower seeds. In the shell, you can't get any cleaner than that. When it starts to come to flavorings, okay? So like these peanuts are salt and lime. The ingredients list gets longer. There's sugar and corn syrup solids and dextrose, right? And maltodextrin, whatever. There's more stuff in it. Is it the end of the world? If there's some stuff in your peanuts and you like them lime flavored, that's up to you. Like me, I hate raw almonds. I will never eat a raw almond. It just tastes disgusting to me. These wasabi boiled almonds, I love these. They're so freaking good. They're not clean. They're not clean at all, but they're tasty. And really, you know, I mean, they're not clean, but they've got 1 gram of added sugar. So if sugar is the main thing you're looking out for, you can still have a delicious crunchy snack where you know you're getting some nutrition. These love corn. I don't know this brand. I've never had it before, but any kind of like roasted corn snack like this, the only ingredients are usually corn and oil and salt. This one also has habanero chili. One other thing I wanted to bring attention to was trail mixes, because this is something else you can find at a gas station. And usually this is what trail mixes are technically like for the trail, right? Like you go on a hike, you go on a trail and you've got this like mix that'll keep you satisfied. Well, you know, on a car trip is sort of the same thing. If you don't have access to a food for a while, then a trail mix should keep you satisfied. Here's the thing. You probably already know this if you're watching this channel. Most trail mixes, especially if they have dried fruit in them, they have a lot of added sugar. This is so sneaky. Look at these 2 packages. Which one looks healthier to you? Right? Yeah, I mean, you decide for yourself. But yeah, this one looks like the branding makes it look healthier. Like, look at all these health claims. Protein, no artificial colors or flavors, no preservatives, low sodium, blah, blah, blah. But then you look at the added sugar of each of these. So this one just looks like a regular old thing of, you know, nut and fruit mix. This one has 1 gram of added sugar and this one has 8. It's from the cranberries. Usually cranberries are gonna have added sugar. This one only has 1 gram of added sugar though. So I would actually pick this one, and the ingredients are just as clean, right? So you have to read the label and don't go based on the sneaky marketing. That being said, maybe you want really sweet cranberries in your trail mix, you know? Eating at a gas station is not forever, at least if you're going on a road trip. I mean, you're not gonna die from eating some added sugar on your cranberries, or even from, you know, picking the honey bun or the powdered sugar donuts that I like to eat at a gas station, right? Like maybe when you're on a road trip, this is the one time you get to indulge in eating some of those, you know, nostalgic gas station favorites that you don't let yourself have very often, or that you don't have the opportunity to have very often. So for me, giving myself permission in those contexts to say, no, this is when I really want to have the powdered sugar donuts and enjoy them fully. That's what works for me. The next go-to at a gas station or a convenience store would be like protein or meat snacks. So jerkies is what a lot of people go for a healthy snack. To be honest, the 7-Eleven I was at had no clean jerkies at all. There are clean jerkies now. Like it used to be you couldn't find a jerky without added sugar. You can find it now, but not at my 7-Eleven. So these both, you know, one has 7 grams of sugar, the second ingredient is sugar. The turkey jerky has only 4 grams of sugar, but the second ingredient, or maybe its third ingredient, is still sugar. The turkey jerky has a much longer ingredients list. So by the kind of arbitrary rule I gave you at the beginning of the video where I said, I go by ingredients, you know, and I look at sugar, whatever, I'm kind of breaking that rule because I would actually pick this one over this. Why would I pick it? I like the way it tastes. I actually prefer the taste and texture of turkey jerky, right? So this is the point, you guys. There are no rules, and any hard and fast rules you set around food are only gonna make you miserable. They only made me miserable. I should speak from my experience. Okay, these rules made me miserable, and letting go of the rules that like, I can only eat it if there's this much sugar, or no, this can't exist on the label, or it has to be this many, whatever. All that stuff drove me nuts. At the end of the day, it's one snack, okay? It's one snack on one car trip. pick the one you want. This beef steak thing, this looks so disgusting. I've never eaten one of these, but I had to get it because it was an option. So it's pretty much just as bad as the jerky. I mean, not as bad. It has 2 grams of sugar, but it has a bunch of, oh, it has MSG in it. Oh, it's probably good. This ahi tuna jerky strip, I've never seen this or tried it before, but I was impressed. It doesn't have any added sugar. The ingredients are pretty clean, and you know, it's a good option for a moderately low calorie, it's 100 calories, high protein, clean snack. You can also buy tuna at the gas station. Who knew 7-Eleven sold like regular chunk tuna? Now, this is not, I would say this is probably not ideal to like get in your car and eat this. Unless you have a can opener in the middle console, then it's not going to be feasible or easy to eat. But this little wild tuna meal kit, 7 Select brand, which I think that's 7-Eleven brand, right? It's, you know, pretty clean. I mean, it's got crackers, so, you know, there's enriched flour in there, but this could be a good way to get a satisfying protein snack. They also, of course, have a whole like aisle of protein bars. I haven't eaten protein bars in a couple of years, but I was like, oh my gosh, there are so many protein bars now. Most of them, I just wouldn't eat them because I don't like the way they taste. Protein bars don't fill me up, but I wanted to at least pick one up for the sake of the video because of course it's an option, right? And depending on your health goals and your food freedom, it might be the right choice for you. I grabbed this. I don't actually like the way these taste, but they had the best ingredients. You know, it's like 6 ingredients and it's pretty clean. Personally, I would probably eat the Baby Bell or the cheese stick, which gives me 2 of these would give me as much protein in this, and it would taste way better. The other thing about protein bars, I said that they don't fill me up. They don't fill me up physically, but also mentally. So a lot of times I eat them and I still feel like I haven't eaten food. So if I'm really hungry, I want to eat something where my mind and body both know, okay, I ate. And if I'm wanting to eat a processed food and I'm just like, oh, the protein bar kind of like satisfies the processed, you know, food itch or whatever, it doesn't for me anymore. It used to. Now I want the real deal. I want, you know, the donuts or the chips or whatever. So I couldn't go into a gas station without buying a candy bar, right? So I have a Twix bar here, and I also have this healthier Get Back to Human chocolate. So it's dark chocolate. I don't like dark chocolate. It's also organic, 70% cacao, vegan, paleo. I'm the wrong person to ask. I'm not a chocolate person. I like Twix bars, I like Snicker bars, but not because I like chocolate. It's because of all the other good stuff in it. So this would bring me no joy. Would it bring you joy? Maybe. If you're someone who likes dark chocolate, I would rather have the Twix bar. So again, intention here matters. If your intention is trying to satisfy a deep desire to have a Snickers bar, right? This is probably not gonna do it. And this is why a lot of times we can eat these substitutes and then still feel hungry or unsatisfied mentally and physically. But if you're just like, no, I really like dark chocolate and I really want a square of it to just, you know, have a little sweet after my lunch or whatever, then maybe it satisfies you. The only way to know is to tune into your inner wisdom. No one outside can tell you. Okay, and the last snack is not one I would recommend for if you want to eat healthy at a convenience store, but I saw them and I couldn't not buy them. So I figured I'd buy it and taste it. These are Tart Bites. I couldn't resist. So there's 41 grams of sugar and 41 grams of added sugar. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Smell your food before you eat it, it'll taste better. There's your mindfulness tip. Oh my gosh. It tastes exactly like you think it would taste. It's perfect. Oh my gosh, that's so good. It's like a miniature Pop-Tart. It's almost better because there's a better ratio of like icing to cookie or pastry or whatever mixture than on a regular size Pop-Tart. These are so good. Not recommended if you're trying to eat healthy at a convenience store, but I went to 7-Eleven and I saw them and I could not get them, so. So that is the spread. I literally walked into a 7-Eleven. I was like, how many healthy items can I get? This is what I found. I hope that it, you know, supports your journey in some way. The goal was not for me to tell you these are the snacks to get. It was to help you really start to investigate within yourself. What are my intentions here, right? Like, why does this matter to me? Just my own experience. I spent so much time, so many years causing myself stress and distress around food and health and trying to make the right choice, and then choosing what I didn't actually want because I thought I was doing my body right, and I was actually causing not just like mental stress, but physiological stress in my body, dysregulation. I couldn't lose weight no matter how many calories I ate because of that stress. So this is my mission here, is to help you not stress so much about food and health, because so much of what we thought mattered really doesn't matter that much if our stress isn't under control. If this kind of content appeals to you, check out my food freedom series from January on, it's free on YouTube. Subscribe to my newsletter for more content like this. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and hit the bell. And if you found this video useful, you want to share it with someone on social media, that would be great. I will be back next week with a brand new video. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. And remember, it's all a matter of mind over munch.